Piece rate system and special incentive plan. Susie Q produced 14,000 items during a 40-hour work week. Susie is paid 6 cents per item and earns a bonus of 3 cents per item over 13,000 a week. How much does Susie Q get paid for the week? Let's calculate her regular earnings. Regular earnings would be the 14,000 units multiplied by the 6 cents equals $840. Her bonus earnings are going to be calculated at 1,000 units times 3 cents to provide a total weekly earnings of $870. What is her hourly wage? $870 divided by 40 equals $21.75 per hour. Piece rate system overtime method A. Susie Q produced 14,000 items during a 44-hour work week. Susie is paid 6 cents per item. How much does Susie Q get paid for the week? Her regular earnings are going to be calculated at 14,000 units times 6 cents for $840. Her regular rate is the $840 divided by 44 equals $19.10 per hour. The overtime rate will be calculated by taking the $19.10 per hour multiplying by 0.5 to give us $9.55. The overtime earnings are calculated with the 4 hours multiplied by 9.55 equals $38.20 for total earnings of $878.20. Piece rate system overtime method B. Susie Q's produced 14,000 items during a 44-hour work week. Susie's paid 6 cents and 9 cents per items produced during the overtime hours. Of the 14,000 units produced, 4,000 were produced during overtime hours. How much does Susie Q get paid for the week? Her regular earnings are the 10,000 units multiplied by 6 cents for $600. The overtime is 4,000 units times 9 cents for $360 for total regular and overtime earnings of $960. Piece rate system checkpoint. Let's try one. Joe Smith is paid 15 cents per unit produced. During a week, Joe worked 45 hours and produced 5,000 units. Compute the following. The piece work earnings is going to be 5,000 units times 15 cents for $750. The regular hourly rate is calculated by dividing $750 by 45 hours to give us $16.67. The overtime hourly rate is calculated by taking the $16.67 multiplying by 0.5 to determine the overtime hourly rate is $8.34. The overtime earnings are calculated by taking the 5 hours of overtime multiplied by 834 equals 4170 overtime earnings. And the total earnings are calculated by adding the regular earnings to the overtime earnings for a total of $791.70. The piece rate incentive plan. Marshall Mathers is paid based on the following piece rate incentive plan. If he produces less than 2,000 bumpers, he is paid .016 per bumper. For bumpers produced of 2001 to 2,199, he's paid .0175. 2,200 bumpers, which is considered to be the daily standard, he is paid .018. For 2,201 to 2,300 bumpers produced, he is paid .09195. For 2,301 to 2,450 bumpers produced, he is paid .0205. And for any bumpers over 2,450, he is paid .035 per bumper. Depending on the number of units produced, depends on the earnings. This plan provides an incentive to employees to work harder and faster without compromising quality.